Hey, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. Going to lay down some quick thoughts about the Kanye West Sunday Service performance that happened at Coachella this past weekend. Legendary music festival. Kanye West building up to this performance. It's a bit of an apex of this Sunday Service performance series that we have been hearing so much about, seeing so many clips coming out of, seeing Kanye at the center of all these performers who are dancing and playing instruments around him. It's a very collective, large experience that is very spiritual in nature. And this Sunday service at Coachella was a kind of big event because a lot of these clips of these Sunday services so far are kind of short. We're not getting a big picture of it, but there was actually a large stream of this Sunday service performance, even though it was sort of viewed through a very small peephole point of view in the video feed, and the audio wasn't, really that great either, though Kanye did debut some new music at this last Sunday service performance. And now that we're kind of seeing a larger picture of it, and it kind of seems like Kanye is not just doing this for fun. It's very much like a PR move for him. It's very much sort of like a new wave, a new performance style, a new form of expression for him. Now that he's really dug in deep on this Sunday service performance style, I thought I would give my opinion on what exactly this means. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to either my commentary on Kanye or my reviews on Kanye over the past year or so, you know that the last 365 days, maybe 400, 500 days or so for Kanye have been kind of rough, a little tumultuous. Kanye not necessarily at his best as far as his mental health goes, not necessarily at his best when it comes to how many people perceive his mental health-based decisions to be. A lot of erratic behavior, a lot of strange rants, the whole Trump embrace thing that disturbed a lot of his longtime and hardcore fans, and will most likely be sort of a linchpin for a lot of fans out there who have kind of turned their backs on Kanye, thinking that, okay, well, now he's just gone off the deep end, don't trust the guy anymore, he's just too far gone at this point. And of course, on top of that, we're talking about the ridiculous interviews, the slavery comments, so on and so forth. You remember it all at this point, I hope. At the end of all of this, we eventually reached a point where Kanye said publicly on Twitter that he was going to separate himself from politics. He felt used. It had become painfully clear, I think, even to some people who were on the right and liked Kanye's embrace of Trump and so on and so forth, that maybe this wasn't like the best direction for him to be going in. And now it seems like we have reached a point where Kanye is focusing most, if not all, of his energy back into his music, his family, his religion, these performances, and how it's ultimately all going to pan out, I don't know. But what I can say as of right now, it seems like we're almost in the middle of a redemption arc for Kanye, of which he has many across his entire career, because Kanye is kind of a live wire. He's an unpredictable figure who is obviously his biggest fan, but also his biggest enemy as well. And even though these Sunday service performances are a relatively new thing for Kanye, I can't help but feel like this performance series is almost an attempt by him to get back in touch with his roots in a way, because there was a point in his career where religion and Jesus did play a larger role in his music and his songwriting, and I think that does put him in a position where, in order to go down that road, he has to go back to those college dropout and late registration days. A lot of the clips coming out of this Coachella series, especially on official Twitter accounts like Def Jam's, do feature clips of songs from that college dropout era, but now they're being reoriented in a very refreshing way with a huge group of musicians playing with Kanye. I love the very collective, organic, and in-the-moment feel of these performances. It's actually pretty amazing. This is how music used to be made and used to be performed before the conveniences of DAWs and electronics and PAs. And obviously you can still continue to make music like that now with all of this new technology, but the ease of it allows us to create music and perform music in a more isolated space. So when you do sort of see music being performed in the very organic and very large scale context that Kanye is doing it in these Sunday service performances, it's actually pretty exciting and in a way revolutionary to sort of go back and realize just how good some of these foundational elements of music performance truly were. And even though in this newest Sunday service, Kanye was embracing a lot of the older material from his discography, I'm hoping that what he's doing here does kind of point to a new way forward for him. Because it would be amazing at some point in the future to hear Kanye making music in this very large and very group-oriented context. It would be pretty exciting to hear a record created this way from Kanye. For me personally, it would honestly be pretty amazing to hear Kanye go back a little bit and embrace some of what made him and his music so great to begin with. Obviously, I want Kanye to continue forward and evolve as an artist. But if these Sunday services, whose music and style and sound are very much based on the early leg of his career, are indicative of where he's going forward, the forecast of his music to come, I think that's pretty exciting. Having said all this, though, I think we should also be aware and conscious of the fact that whether it's intentional or not, Kanye is very much a ringleader as well. And I do like these Sunday services. I do like what I'm hearing coming out of them, but this is all very much I see as a PR move in a way as well. He clearly wants everyone watching this stuff and to interpret something out of it, pull something out of it. He wants what he's doing here to essentially be a new chapter in the ongoing story of Kanye West. And given everything that's brought us up until this point, especially again, those most tumultuous months that happened in the very recent past, I think we definitely do have reason to look at what he's doing here a bit skeptically and say, okay, is he just trying to win me over by going back to the old days, by embracing religion again, by doing something that's a bit more wholesome and spiritually enlightening, where we see him being sort of broken down emotionally, and we reconnect as a result of that with Kanye's humanity. Kanye is most definitely a mega talented musician and writer and an enigmatic performer, and his genius level in those fields is also reflected by his genius level in the fields of public manipulation and also marketing. I mean, this dude was literally selling church clothes worth hundreds of dollars at this Coachella performance. And that, along with a few other things that can be gained from the performance, people who are truly religious at heart and adhere very closely to the teachings of the Bible might see some of what Kanye was doing there and how he was marketing himself to be a bit blasphemous. I think that's understandable too. I mean, I would mostly hesitate to go that far given just how open to interpretation a lot of these old religious texts are, and just how wildly they are sometimes interpreted, much more wildly than I think Kanye does personally. So again, on that front, not necessarily mad or upset at Kanye or anything like that, but I think as we go into this new album cycle with Kanye, which is most likely coming just around the corner, I think it's important to just be aware of just what Kanye wants people to see these performances as, how people interpret his progression past this very tumultuous point in his career. I guess we will eventually see if it pans out into some good music, and we will see if it pans out into, I don't know, the crowd kind of taking Kanye back. While he didn't alienate his entire audience with the whole Trump thing over the past year or so, he certainly alienated a good chunk of his audience, and who knows at this point if those people are going to come back in a way after all that. Given all of the ups and downs in Kanye's career up until this point, I would most likely say yes, but that's still a personal decision at the end of the day that I can't make for anybody else. I'm going to leave it at that. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Kanye West, Sunday Service, Anthony Fantano, forever.